What's going on, family? This is Freddie Johnson, and you are listening to Clippers to Commas podcast, and I am super excited today because of the fact that we have a very special guest here with us, and we are going to be talking about some things that are normally not talked about in our industry enough. But I'm glad we are here today because this interview has definitely had a long time coming, and this brother that I'm interviewing today, Rey Scott, who is the owner of My Supply Guy Beauty and Barber Supply Store, has a wealth of knowledge, insight, passion, wisdom, all that you can name. He's done great things in the industry right here in Atlanta, Georgia, and his store is right here in Duluth, which is only about 20 minutes outside of Atlanta.
From the city,
Yeah, 20 minutes from the city, so we're not far from the city. But man, there's so much that is going to be shared today. So I hope you have your seatbelts on. Hope you have your notepads out, because we're going to be going over some very valuable information that I think is going to be wealthy for you and for your business. So Rey, definitely a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So how you doing today?
Fantastic, man. You know, every day is a good day.
Awesome.
At My Supply Guy.
Yeah. Where you from?
Originally from Grenada in the Caribbean, but by ways of New York, Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. Parkland.
Brooklyn. The other side. East Flatbush.
Yes, sir.
Crown Heights.
Yeah.
You know, those are places.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
What's up. Man. To all my Brooklynites, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to say what's up. Definitely want to...
all the escapees from up north.
Yeah, definitely want to share some love.
Yes.
It seems like everywhere you go, they say Brooklyn in the house. There's a whole bunch of people that go together.
Yeah. I don't think there's many places in the world that you go and say, it's Brooklyn in the house, and nobody say nothing.
Absolutely.
That's Brooklyn travel.
Yes, sir.
You know, they got passports and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
So how'd you come up with the name My Supply Guy?
Oh man. Well, again, thank you for having me on your show, and you know, it's a great honor to be here. Okay.
Honor to have you.
Definitely. So, My Supply Guy was the brainchild of a lot of legwork. Okay, when I started, you know, it was kind of difficult because I was coming from corporate. I had no knowledge of the beauty industry.
Okay,
this was a learn on the job kind of thing. So most people might know me being more mobile. That's how I began, being mobile throughout Atlanta. You know, introducing myself and building relationships with different shops and different artists. You know, whether it's barbers or stylists. Okay. And prior to me coming up with the name, I was just Rey. You know, that's it. You know, so as the years progressed and I learned more in the industry, I had to develop a business. You know, and you know, we see a lot of different individuals coming in the shops. Okay, and they would say this supply guy, But I felt that, you know, I wanted to be your supply guy.
Yeah.
So I thought about it, I had some input and came up with My Supply Guy. So when the customer would say, you know, who's your supply guy, they say, My Supply Guy is my supply guy. And it'd be something to talk about. You see what I'm saying? It actually goes hand in hand. People think it's like a little skit. You said, who's your supply guy? My supply guy. They're like, yeah, I'm asking you, who is he? My supply guy. You know what I'm saying? So they go around like that for a little bit, and then they understand that, yeah, that's the company that they deal with. So that's how they came about.
Awesome. How long have you been in business now?
Okay. We are going in double-digit years. Wow. Started out in 2010.
Yeah.
Okay, it's mobile. 2010-11 is mobile. And My Supply Guy was actually began 2014 as a company. Okay, and you know, this is how it worked.
Yes, sir. Where'd you get the idea to start off mobile?
Well, I was actually talked into it.
Okay.
I'm always into doing different things. You know, a lot of my family and friends know that, Rey, he'll do that. saying? So, and in my mind, there's things, you see things that are going on, and they're like, I think I could do that. So at the time, I was actually an appraiser and a real estate agent, and I had a tax service too. But a partner of mine that had a beauty supply store, okay, he actually owned Atlanta Beauty Depot out in Cobb. Oh, he no longer owns it right now. Yeah. Exactly, my brother that has that one. Okay. So he said that barbers need suppliers, and they don't have any consistent individuals supplying them. There's a lot of guys coming through, but the consistency is not there. Mm-hmm. So he suggested over a few years, he's like, look, man, you should try it. And then one year I said, you know what? I'll try it. So with his help, and I owe everything to him as far as the idea of going out, the understanding the products, the learning of it all. It was all him. Okay, it was all him. And I owe him a great gratitude for introducing me to this industry. Yes, so he coerced me, got me involved, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna let you know what you need to purchase, and then you just gotta go. Wow. And that's the beginning of everything. Just went out, introduced myself, just went to the door, handed my card out. My name is such and such, and I have a mobile supply service. If you need anything, give us a call. On to the next. Yeah. And I would do that in every city. Mm-hmm. Cobb, Atlanta, Gwinnett, all the different counties. I'll do that. Most of the times I have good reception. Yeah. Sometimes I have negative reception. Wow. And it's not uncommon. Okay, depending on where you go.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So as far as in the beginning of it, did you find it more to be positive as far as the reception is concerned? Did people, latch on quickly? Did it take them time?
It took them time. Okay. Some were receptive, but they already had someone supplying them, quote unquote. Mm-hmm. But like I said, the consistency wasn't there. So that gave me the opportunity to actually make an impression on the barbers and shop owners and things like that, because though the reception was not the warmest, because I would not be a new person, as far as a special thing, because there's somebody else, 3 other people coming through, so they're not going to be like, oh, glad to see you. Yeah. They'll be more apprehensive, because you might be just like everybody else.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
And then I had to really set myself aside from everybody else by how I conducted myself, how I ran my business, how I introduce it, and how I interact with the people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Being respectful with everybody. As I come in, I'm respecting them. I don't care if you're the owner. I don't care if you booth renter. It's all the same. When you see me, you're going to get the respect from the gate, and that's how I operate.
How did you keep track of who's who? Because you travel to a lot of shops. So how do you keep track of who's receptive, who's looking for you at what day, things of that nature? Did you have a central data system?
Yeah.
Memory.
It all began with the memory.
Yeah.
Of course, you're always going to remember somebody that either did real positive with you or real negative.
Okay.
So then you start sifting down. If you had a negative experience at a location, you might decide, what, I'm going to forego that location. Mm-hmm. I'm going to find a new location that is actually interested in my service.
Yeah.
And it's not personal. It's just, if I'm not getting the right reception and you don't want me there, I'm not going to infringe on your location. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
I'll just find, because there's endless shops and things of that nature. So as opposed to making that a bottleneck over there, I'll move on.
How long did the learning curve take to just learn the industry, the ins and outs, how to move, what to do, what not to do? You know what I'm saying? Because you're a trailblazer. You didn't really have a mentor holding your hand the whole time. You had somebody help you get started. He said, all right, now you're on your own.
Right.
So
I could always call him and ask him, about products and things like that, and actually vent with him. Like, listen, I had this experience today, because nobody else would understand the experience that I had.
Okay.
And he would not understand it either, for the most part, because he's on brick and mortar and I'm on the road. It's a different dynamic.
It is.
You see what I'm saying to you? So, you know, initially, like I say, it's all memory. You know, and it built. You know, it built. It took the time. It took it several years, because in the early years, the first couple of years, 2-3 years, every week was, man, do I want to continue doing this? You know, every week. You know, and it became every month, and then it became every few months. You see what I'm saying to you? That was the case.
Yes, sir.
Where every day was a challenge in the early parts. You know, and my philosophy has always been, if I did not give 110%, then I can't quit. Because I'll be upset. You know, and that hurts me more than me not providing a service. Disappointing myself in that sense.
Yes, sir.
So I just continue going, and you know, just every day woke up. Sometimes I'll be on the road 12 hours, from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. You know, circumnavigating Georgia. You know, from top to bottom.
Yes, sir.
You know, we went as far as Hampton sometimes. You know, to Oakwood. You know, just trying to build, you know, my base. You know, wherever that might take me, I would go.
Yeah, that's some serious dedication. Serious drive.
Hey, I didn't see it at that time. I just had to do what I had to do.
So what was it? A lot of times it either is passion that gets us started, and it's also passion that keeps us going. So what is that thing that's within you that kept you moving forward when things got tough? Because you've already been successful in the corporate world. So it's easy to say, hey, forget this, I could just go back to, you know what I'm saying? So what kept you going in this industry?
It's interesting that you say that. Most times I would say, like if I had a bad experience or a bad week, you know, I had exchange of words with people, because that happens, you know, I would say, you know, I really don't have to be here. I got a different option, you know. The reason why I'm here, because I see value here, and you know, I choose to be here. Okay, it's a choice. It's not like, you know, not to knock anybody else, is that people have different reasons why they do stuff. Okay, somebody might be in this business, you know, just to make ends meet, and they got no choice. You know, somebody might say it's either this or I do something negative. You know what I'm saying to you? That happens in every industry. You know, sometimes people would say, well, you're lucky that I'm doing this. I could be out doing something negative. And it's like, everybody got their reasoning. With me, you know, I had family. I already have, you know, I had four children at the time, raising them, wife and 4 children, house, everything, you know. So what kept me going is knowing that I had to show my young people that it could be done. My young people don't know me to, you know their father to be like quitting and, you know, I ain't doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't know me like that. So I didn't want to set that example. So before I even go, and it could be to a fault of mine, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you gotta know when you gotta bail before you drown, right? You know?
Yes, sir.
But I go, you know, it goes a little further to me, because I know I'm being watched. And how I show up and how I end up means something more to somebody else than me, because I can recover. You see what I'm saying? But I don't know how my young people is going to receive that. You know, I can't be the reason why they don't push.
It's one thing my mother always taught me, is that kids learn what they live. You know, it's not all about just what you tell them, what you preach to them, things of that nature, but they learn what they live. You know, the type of environment that you raise them in, and the things that you actually do. And they actually participate in. So that makes it more impact on them than anything else.
And at any given time, I always had a business. You know, whether I was in corporate and had tax service, or in corporate I had a process serving company, where you know, deal with the lawyers and serve documents for, you know, for the courts and stuff like that. That was my company in New York. So it was incumbent on me to stick with it as much and make sure I gave it everything, so I could justify to myself, like, listen, yeah, it might have worked for somebody else, but I did everything that I thought I could do, and it didn't succeed, then I could sleep easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Mm-hmm.
But if I did not, then it provoked me, and then to me, that's more of a problem.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In this industry nowadays, being a black man in this industry, you're more like a unicorn. You know, when I was growing up, there were a lot of black-owned beauty supply stores. But now it seems like there's a whole lot of other, nationalities that have infiltrated and are really dominating in this industry. And you are who you are. We can't help that. You know what I'm saying? So with you being a black man in this industry, do you ever find yourself being treated differently or having a hard time, doing certain things like getting supplies from whoever your supplier is, or if you have to ever travel to get anything in bulk, or even locally, go to a major warehouse or whatever you have to do, in order to be able to get what you need to get? Do you ever find yourself being treated differently than others, or having a hard time doing business, with things that you have to do behind the scenes than others?
Well, we can't act like those things don't happen.
Right.
Definitely there are challenges that we have to deal with more so than others. That's just a fact. For me to say that's not the case, that I'll be disingenuous.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But knowing that, that even pushes us even more to do the best that we can, because we know we have a short window, so to speak. We don't have much room for error. So we always, you
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We always have to give it 100. They always say that we have to do it 10 times better just to get 1 time or 2 times the value out of it. You see what I'm saying to you? So yes, there's occasions that we do experience different, how would I say, reactions and different treatment. Okay, but to be honest, there's people that are in position that take care of their people that are in position. Unfortunately, we are not in position. You see what I'm saying to you? And that's just a fact. We really don't control the logistics, the pipelines, the manufacturing. So everything that we do, we have to actually got to go through another. Right? So, and in some cases, they take care of their own, and we have to figure it out.
Yes, sir.
That's just long and short of it.
And I definitely commend you on this, because of the fact that I know it's not an easy journey. And
it has its challenges.
I also do believe that it's not for the weak at heart. Those that don't have a vision. So even speaking of vision, which is necessary to be a successful entrepreneur, where do you see this industry going?
Well, in this day and time, it's a quick pace right now. Okay. We have conversations about this all the time. How I see it, the profession of barbering and cosmetology is centuries old. Get it? But the business and the industry of barbering is fairly new. Okay, we're talking about 5-10 years. 10 years tops. Okay, that the business and the industry is actually more prominent than the profession. Okay, you see it every day with the new companies that are out here, the clipper companies that pop up, because they see the value and the profitability of being a part of this industry. Right? They see that. This is not like, they rolling the dice. They're like, wait, we've been missing out on this industry that's right in front of us. So let's take part of it. So they're making clippers, they doing products, they doing events, and these things. Before you couldn't even find a barber event.
Right.
Now there's 20 of them a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Before
Yes, sir.
you might see one for the year,
Yeah.
which might be, quote unquote, the Bronner events, and that was not even exclusively for barbers. That was just a little slither. You would go there and get some things. But as the years progress, now you have, BarberCon, CT, in Vegas, they got stuff in Nevada, they got stuff in Denver. Like every month you'll see 2 and 3 barber specific events. You have it in Europe now.
Yeah.
So the business and the industry of barbering, it has changed the dynamics, which causes the individuals that partake, such as the barbers and the stylists, to have to reinvent themselves.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you've been in the industry 30 years. It's not the same. Okay, that those first 30 really, it's all about practical and skill. Right now, it's not even about that. It's about visibility, right, and marketing and things of that nature. So you have someone that's been 30 years, down in the profession, that have to learn a whole 10 other skills now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to be overshadowed by the ones that do know it.
Absolutely.
Right, so that's going in this industry now. I see it progressing even further and being more and more of a commercial entity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is now. It's a commercial entity. It's not who has the better skills, who's the most professional barber. That's not what we're seeing. We're seeing, okay, who has the best connect, who's backing whom.
Yeah.
Who representing whom. That's just what it is.
Yes, sir.
And I don't profess to be a barber, but I've been in the industry quite some time and see the progression, of the industry.
Absolutely.
So that.
What do you feel that customers value the most when it comes to My Supply Guy?
And one of the greatest value that they see, I would say, is that I'm accessible.
Yeah.
Now, that's, you can take that with a grain of salt. There's such a thing as being too accessible.
Yeah, I believe that. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But overall, my customers that come to My Supply Guy, the brick and mortar, and utilize our service for delivery and our website at mysupplyguy.shop, they value it's a family-owned business. Okay, my son works here. My daughter used to work here and things of that nature, and it's a family environment, and they're comfortable and relaxed when they come here.
Yeah.
And we actually know what they need. We might not have everything that you need, but we know what you need.
Yes, sir.
It always go over like this. When you have a noise in your car, and you go to the mechanic, and you tell the mechanic, well, it was doing it, and it sounded something like,
Yeah.
What happens is that a lot of customers come here and they're like, I don't know what the name of it is, but it looks like that, and it makes this kind of noise, and we will be able to decipher what you're saying as opposed to if you go to another.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes,
So
sir.
we are in tune with the industry when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So that's a great value for our customers.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So how do you tailor your offerings to meet the needs of both beauty professionals and the general public?
Say that again.
How do you tailor your offerings to meet the needs of beauty professionals and the general public?
How do we tell our offerings? Well, there's different channels that we use, For the most part, in the barbering industry, what the barber use on their clients is what the clients want to use at home.
Yep.
So it's kind of easy to have what the clients need in the store and the barbers.
Yeah.
We highly recommend that barbers inform their clients to get the things that they use on them during the service, so that they can, upkeep the end result a little bit longer. So it's kind of easier for us to look at it like that, We do have things that are more residential, but 99% of ours is a professional grade. So if the client looking for professional grade, they will get it.
Yes, sir. So what role would you say that customer service plays in your day-to-day operations and dealing with people?
It's 80% of everything.
Yes, sir.
Because if you have the right customer service, you actually building a community, okay? And they would give you more leeway in getting the things that they need.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, we will not have everything, and we might not have it in stock when you request it. But if we need to order it or whatever like that, and we do the right thing with you, you'll give us an opportunity to service.
Yes, sir.
And then going forward, at building that relationship, they know when they go to My Supply Guy as opposed to another establishment, they will get that personal service, and be comfortable when they go in and come in.
Yeah. I don't know if they caught what you said in the beginning of the answer, but it's very powerful. He said, when you have the right customer service, you give the opportunity to build a community. And that's powerful, because we have a lot of businesses that come into neighborhoods and they just want to make bread.
Right.
They're not concerned with the community. You know what I'm saying? They come in, make their money, leave the neighborhood that they're doing business in, and it's whatever as far as what's going on with the neighborhood. Right. But you're talking about actually building a community.
Right. And that's what we look at our clients like, a community of whether it's residential or professionals, that everybody relies on each other in that sense. The client relies on the barber, and the barber relies on the clients, and both rely on the supply chain.
Yeah.
And we are a part of the supply chain.
Yeah. So would you say it also can transition into having a relationship with your customers?
Absolutely. Most of our customers we have a relationship with, because we have been in and out this industry for so many years.
Yeah.
That even you would see people come from 10, 12 years ago, like, I remember when Ray first came to our shop. They've done relocated to 5 shops already. Yeah. And they still remember we used to come through.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a relationship that's being built, especially in the professional side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wherever we go, the company's recognizable, and they have good things to say. I'm not saying we're perfect, but we try to do our best, in what we do.
Yeah. Because I definitely believe that's the foundation of business. It's relationships.
Right.
If you don't have a relationship, then and everything is just transaction.
Right.
Then at any given time, that can change. Yeah. If it's just transactional,
for whatever reason.
Just as simply as they can do transaction with you, they can do transaction with somebody else.
So they don't see no value in doing it with you.
Yeah.
And that's what we build, and see the value of patronizing My Supply Guy, because we have what you need for one, and we are concerned with you and your business.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's why we provide so many different things with this company, whether it's workshops, which a lot of time is free, and information via barbers and stylists. We do offer a lot of information.
So how do you conduct your workshops? How does that go?
Well, usually we have 1 or 2 a month, and there will be different topics. Sometimes we have practical workshops.
So wait a minute. So you're telling me that you're not just a beauty and barber supply store, but you also have workshops in your store where people can get information and grow and things like that. That's amazing.
Absolutely. And this is one of the things that we build, and we constantly building, okay, to offer more. Whether it's more every month, and a wide range. Like the other day we had a representative from Aflac come to speak on short-term insurance, and that went over well. We have another one September 8th, where it's more of a taxes and investment workshop, and that's also free. We're going to be posting that out shortly.
That's awesome.
So it could be a variety of things that we're speaking about.
Yes, sir.
And most of most of the things are free, because I think information, when it can be free, we offer it free. We cannot, and it has a cost to it, then we have to put a cost to it.
Wow. That's amazing. So you're not only building community, but you're actually also building up the community and the people in the community.
Yeah, in the industry, yep.
Man, that's amazing. Because I've never heard of a beauty supply store that does that ever.
Well,
and I've been cutting hair for 35 years.
I know there's a couple out, across the country that do have different classes periodically, whatever. But it might not be the same as how we, our business model. Yeah. Okay. Or to the extent. Okay. Because we more so focus on business attributes. Because I'm from corporate. I have a degree in accounting and finance. So I know that the industry is lacking that kind of information. Okay. So that's why I'm more so pushing that kind of information. Okay. We always have other classes too. Practical classes. But this, for the most part, is what we focus on, is business side.
That's amazing. I love that, bro. I love that, for real. So how do you handle competition from online retailers or large beauty chains?
It's an interesting question, man. How do you handle competition? Well, we try to stay up to speed, which is difficult in itself.
Okay.
Being, a smaller establishment, everything is monetary, cost to it. Yeah. So we can't keep up with Amazons, and that was not our competition. Okay. I always say we really don't have much competition, because what we offer is kind of different than what most beauty supply or barber supply companies offer. Okay. Product, you could always, have the same product as everybody else. It depends on the amount of product you might have. If you go in certain places, they got 10,000 square foot of product. We're not competing against that guy, because we are not on his level. He don't even think about us, literally. Okay. But in our lane, okay, we really don't have any competition. With the things that we offer and the connection that we have with the industry, all right, if we look at it in totality, we don't look at it as having competition with anybody else, because we focusing on our business. Okay, building what we set out to build. Okay, a place where the industry could come and get a myriad of information and product and feel comfortable in doing so. Okay, and feel comfortable actually recommending, go and check out my supply guy, give them an opportunity to, service.
Yeah. Are there busy seasons and slow season?
Yeah, there's cycles and everything. In the beauty and barber industry, I would say slow season is when the kids are out of school.
Gotcha.
June, July, especially in Georgia. June, July, yes. January, February, right after the new year. Yes, sir. When everybody already expending their money and gifts and all that. Yeah. People need the time to recover. And so that's potentially the slowest times of the industry.
Okay. Yeah. All right. What would you recommend, or what advice would you give to somebody who wants to get into this industry?
As far as a barber stylist, or
as far as the beauty and barber supply industry?
Well, definitely get a mentor. Key. It would save you a lot of headache.
Yes, sir.
It might cost you, but you're going to be saving, because you're not going to be paying out to learn something that you could have been guided through. Okay, so it's whatever it's worth to you. If your time is worth more than the compensation, then you do accordingly. So definitely get a mentor, and understand it's a process. It's a process in everything. So it's not an overnight anything. You're building something, and that process could be 5 years, it could be 10 years. But if you're consistent in what you're building and you have the same goal all the way through, I think you'll be all right. So yeah.
Awesome. Who and what has been your greatest inspiration in this industry?
In this industry, there's no one particular person.
Okay.
Or it's the potential of the industry.
Yeah.
That's my biggest motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Once I saw what it can be when I just started, or what it can be for me, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of other things I could have done, but I think this year there's a lot to contribute to it.
Exactly.
So that's where the value comes into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how I see it.
Awesome. How did you pick this location? Because we're in Duluth, Georgia, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
So how did you pick this
Duluth,
location?
Georgia, Gwinnett County.
Yeah.
It was a lot of research and also timing and also a relationship that I built over the years.
Okay.
So the shop that you're located in, I've serviced those guys over the years.
Okay.
So once I came to speak to them, I always come to say what's up, and I tell them I'm looking for a spot. They ask them about this spot. They're like, yo, yeah, they're gonna talk to the leaser about it, and they gave me his information and all that, and because of the relationship that I have with them, I was able to access this location.
Awesome.
So that's where good relationships work out.
Every time I come in here, it's always a strong feeling of peace. How do you maintain that? And what would you say is the source of that?
Well,
that's a key ingredient. Right?
We don't really like too much drama.
Yeah.
We like when our customers come in, they feel comfortable and it's as though they're at a family's house.
That's how it feels.
So when you come in, you see, if I have employees at the register, they're totally respectful. They're not, no attitudes in the building.
Yeah.
It's all about serving you and getting you what you need. Even if it's not perfect, that's the goal. So everyone that works here, knows that that's paramount for me, because over the years, that's how I've built, the relations that I have. It's just being respectful again, and being personable. Okay, so that's what we try to translate inside of.
Man, that's awesome, because every time it's a vibe. Every time I come in. So we've already talked about where you see the future of the industry, and that's also something that keeps you motivated. But of course, without sharing any of your secrets, because I know you got some stuff in the pocket. But where do you see the future of My Supply Guy?
Well, the future of My Supply Guy, what I see and what I'm pushing for is definitely multiple locations, if that's at all possible, which is, that's definitely a great undertaking. But also being a staple, even if it's just one, being a staple in the industry and making an impact, and increasing the impact that we do. We started out as just now. Down the road, we actually we travel already, but doing things in different states, and also provided more and more information to the industry that it would help, whether you're a newcomer or a veteran. Okay, and being known for that. That's what I see from My Supply Guy.
Awesome. Do you mentor?
Yes, actually, we do. I do. I've been doing that unofficially for since I've been in here in this industry, and I answer any questions and direct as much as I can at any time.
Yes, sir. Now, a lot of times we see, especially in a lot of these schools, elementary schools, junior high schools, you might have a speaker come that has a business in the area that comes and shares some information with the youth. Is that something that you find yourself doing often? Is that something you're interested in doing? Coming to schools as a speaker?
Absolutely. We do attend the schools and be speakers in different colleges and barber schools. I've been be at Atlanta Tech with Mr. Brown, Daniel Brown.
Yes, sir.
Several times been speaking to their student body. What else? In the different events, as far as Brown and Brothers, we would have workshops in there, which has always been great.
Yeah.
Talia YG, the Natural Hair Show.
Yeah.
We have workshops in there. Okay, so yeah, we're always open to speak at different locations.
Yes, sir. How do you keep your business and your personal life separate?
It's an interesting question because, for the most part, there is no separation. Okay, you can, especially if you're in the industry, you are your business.
Yeah.
It's just like, police officer, on that level, whereas you don't stop being that. So for example, you are a barber. If you out and you see a client of yours and whatever, or somebody recommended you to, you're gonna be that barber at that time because somebody's gonna approach you and you're gonna have to deal with them. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So there's really, but what I've noticed, for me, I am my supply. I'm not the individual that's gonna act like when I'm outside, you can't talk to me or you can. That's not how, our persona. That's not what we do. So it's kind of difficult to say there's a separation because I think that it's one. For example, you have people in the industry, professionals in the industry that have a personal page on their IG and a professional page. And they think that it separates them. It's impossible. What you do on your personal page is going to be linked to your professional page. Okay? So there's no real separation. Now, if you had a business and it's a corporation and you just had a business running and you someplace else, it's a separation because no one knows you as the owner of that business. But you are your business. Your face, your personality is how you generate revenue in your business. So there's no separation. Okay. I remember because I speak to all the barbers and all the professionals that I come across, and we have a good relationship. Remember one Sunday morning, I'm just doing something, and something come across my feed. And I see the barber in a strip club. Okay. Tossing up money that I'm like, I call him right away. Now, some people will say that, it's none of your business, whatever, but it's incumbent on me to be, clear when I'm speaking to people that I deal with, because I think you're a family. You see what I'm saying? I've been dealing with you for 10 years, whatever the case may be. So I can't call and say I don't think that's a good idea. So I call him right away. I said, what are you doing? We had a discussion. It's grown man, ain't nobody barking on nobody, but the discussion that we had. I said, so why did you post that? Oh, well, it's my personal page. I said, but I'm seeing it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying to you? So you have female, clients, you have them, they have their children, they bring them to you. Would you like them to see that? How would you explain it to them? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of difficult. People have to really understand there's no separation as a business owner. You could say if you are an employee, there's a separation. Your boss can't tell you like, after hours, that's my personal time. No. As a business owner, there's really no personal time like that. You could carve out, go on vacation, you go do your thing. But once you do things that everybody else could see, it's no longer personal. Now that
no longer your business. It's everybody's business.
Everybody's business. Now, you made it everybody's business, right? If you want to keep it personal, just don't put it out there.
Yes, sir.
That's the only way. To keep business and personal separate, don't put the personal out there. Because you are the business.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's how I see. So there's no real separation in that. There's no real separation. Yes, people like to say that they have separation. There's no real separation. The only thing that you could could try to separate is your funds, whether it's personal funds or business generated funds. You know what I'm saying? And even that is difficult if your business is provided all the revenue for your personal and your business.
Yes, sir.
So it's one income. So in the same token is that there's really no separation.
Yes, sir. We talked about building relationships with the community, customers, with barbers and stylists. But what do you do to, because I also see that you have relationship with other businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So how were you able to accomplish that? Like, what did you do to establish this relationship with other businesses? And I'm noticing it's not just like some surface stuff. These are strong relationships that you have. How were you able to do that?
Well, I look at things differently. Okay, I'm always in the market to build a relationship, whether it's personal or business. And the businesses that we build strong relationships with have seen how we conduct ourselves in the industry.
Yes, sir.
So they are confident that we are a business to get involved with. Okay, it's not something that they just take that lightly, and I'm happy and proud that we are able to maintain that to a certain level, because we are on front page. If we were doing shady stuff or something out of the ordinary or things of that nature, doing really bad business out there, they wouldn't, when they do their research and make the phone calls, they would not really want to communicate with us. Okay, so we do our best to keep those kind of line of communication open. So, for example, this company right here, we got Barber Evo.
Yes, sir.
This is a solid company that we have a great relationship with. Okay, and it was not an overnight situation. Okay, it was developed. Trust on both sides. Okay, they're actually out of Europe. They're not even a domestic company.
Wow.
Okay, so the industry is familiar with this periodical, which is Barber Evo magazine, which has great things about the industry, products, events. Okay, they keep the industry up to speed. So the idea is when we have these relationships, it's value to us to keep that strong and do all that we can to cultivate that. Okay, so we look forward to always partnering with solid companies in the industry to push the industry forward. Okay, in a good way. Okay, because there's a lot of businesses that are in the industry that maybe not so much for the industry, but more for the grab. You understand what I'm saying to you? So we have to be careful with that too, and do our due diligence and research and develop. It's not overnight. It's a development that you got to process. Okay, and this is a perfect example of a strong and significant company in the industry. They do good work. Their periodicals, their editorials, great. The magazine, how it's put together by the editor, is awesome job. I don't think there's another magazine in the industry that's respective of this. Okay, I'm not saying that they're not, but I don't know of anyone that's to this level and this kind of workmanship that they put into the magazine. Okay, so that's a perfect example of the relationship that was cultivated and developed over the years. Okay, and they didn't come to me. I went to them because I saw the value. Okay, so when I saw them, the magazine, I was like, wow, this is a great magazine. So I stalked them for at least a year. Literally.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? But I look at it as this: if you want something, you gotta be the one to go after it.
That's right. You know
what I'm saying? You can't sit down and be like, well, I'm gonna wait on them to. It doesn't work like that. It ain't gonna happen. You see what I'm saying to you? So my philosophy is like, if I'm looking for something, looking to build a relationship, I'm going to be the one to put forth the work, effort, at least initially, and see if this thing can develop into something that is good. Okay? Because if I did not do that, shut this down. It's good, right? Sorry about that. I thought it was on. Off. Yeah. Good do that. Right. Yeah. So, as I was was saying, this magazine and this company, Barber Evil, they actually have 2 magazines. They got Barber Evil and Salon Evil for Cosmo, for the cosmetologists.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's 2 separate. So this is dedicated to the barber industry. Okay, and everything that goes along with it. So, you know, understanding how to develop relationships and being trusting and having people trust you according to your word is very paramount in doing business in this industry and any industry for that matter.
Yes, sir.
You know,
you were speaking of development, and it remind me of a question that I have for you. How did you develop as a business owner? Because a lot of times when somebody's making a transition from a job to being an entrepreneur, it's a rough road trying to figure out, you know, all the ins and outs of that. Just to give one example, as an entrepreneur, you have to do a lot of work that you're not getting paid for right away.
Right.
You know, and as an employee, then as soon as you punch that clock, every little thing that you do, it's adding up. But as an entrepreneur, it's not necessarily that way. So, how did you develop? Did you take some classes? Did you, you know, do some YouTube University, read some books? You know, speak to some people, or was it just OJT?
It's a lot of that. But to be honest, you know, I'm cheating. All right. In the aspect of, I have a degree in accounting and finance, so I already have a business background certified. Okay. And with that, I've worked in corporate for, let me see, since I'm aged myself. I think my first corporate job was in 1990. I was an accountant associate for Woolworth Corporation. So Okay, worked for them for a few years. After that, I would say even prior to that, as a, you know, a few years before that, I worked for Citibank. You know, so I always had a business background and understood business. Okay. Now, running my own, you know, that developed later because I was at that point working for corporations. But during that time, I have learned when I went to university. Actually, I went to University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, HBCU. Got my degrees from there. Okay, my bachelor's out of there. I was actually put in a good position by one of the instructors on campus to work at a tax office. Okay. After the first season, they made me manager of the accounting office. So that put me in the business mode at that time. All right. So once I graduated, I started my own tax business and learned how to be an entrepreneur through that. Once that developed, you know, when I was in New York, that was great. You know, I had a couple hundred clients and things of that nature. Then I decided to add a process serving company to the portfolio, which was crazy. All this time, I had a 9-to-5. So I was always double dipping. Always double dipping. There's never one channel.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You got the stable channel. You know, that 9-to-5, that was solid. That made sure all the bills were paid. But then it afforded me the opportunity to now explore other things and utilize that income to build other platforms for, you know, for my family. I have 4 children. At the time in New York, all of them was going to private school and all that. And so, you know, sitting down, you got a little free time. You try to get something in there. So, with all of those kind of building block experiences, you know, I started to see how this thing is going to work as far as having your own. Because you know, growing up, our family did not have businesses, so they could train us as to be business owners. They were hardworking individuals straight out of the Caribbean, you know, doing contract work, doing, you know, carpentry, you know, all the union work and things of that nature. So there were no, you know, lectures about how to run a business, you know, and I think that's for the most part all of our stories. Okay, it's only in recent times that you have black-owned businesses, generations down, that they're able to pass on some kind of skill level and entrepreneurial, you know, drive to have your own. Okay, so with us, you know, with somebody that want to try something different.
Yeah.
So relocated down to Georgia. I had my what did I do? I had a real estate license and an appraisal license.
Yeah.
So I was an appraiser and a real estate agent at the same time.
Wow.
And also had my tax service. So
Yeah.
you know, the services that I was able to give my clients was well rounded. You know, whether it's financial, you know, the real estate side, getting your property, selling it to you, and being able to give you an idea of what it's really worth and stuff like that, legitimately. But naturally, you could not be representing as an agent and an appraiser at the same time. But the knowledge don't leave you,
Right.
so you're able to use that to the benefit of your client.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's another channel that I had. And after the market crashed in 08, you know,
Yeah.
I decided,
Tough time.
I had to abandon that ship.
Yeah.
Because you know I had things to do, I had
Yes,
family
sir.
to take care of.
Yes, sir.
So that's when I went into the fire department.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually a retired fireman for DeKalb County.
Wow.
So I did that for 13 years.
Yeah.
You know, and even then I still had my tax service. And then there I developed my supply guide.
Wow.
Because I had the time.
Yeah.
You know, the schedule allowed me freedom
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
That's, you know, so that's a long answer to your question, but it was
good.
not an overnight. It was
It's a journey.
you know, a journey.
Yes, sir.
You know, and when I had my my appraisal license and all that, and my tax service, I was totally self-employed up until the crash. So I got down here 2003, and I was here 5 years before the crash, and that's when I went into the fire department. So for those 5 years, I was self-employed, everything, you know.
Yeah.
And one of the things that motivated me greatly is that in my home, I have my home office and everything, and all my kids, I'll be there 24 hours, like, you know, but I'll be home.
Yeah.
When it's time to sleep, all my kids will sleep on the floor of my office while I'm working.
Yeah.
You know, my son right there can tell you, all of them will line up, and I'll be there 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the
That's the
morning.
side of entrepreneurship that most people don't talk about.
You know, and then when I get tired, I just lay down right next to them.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So that actually showed them, and I kept telling them, I said, the reason why you see me doing that, so that you could have an understanding that you can do.
Yeah.
You don't have to totally rely, you know, on a 9 to 5, because that might fail you.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you don't have any other resources, you'll be in trouble. So
Yeah.
I make sure I have these things in place that you see me doing it, so that you will understand.
When you were going through the tough part of learning entrepreneurship and building it, you know, on your way up, was it supported by family, friends, or did you get those people that was telling you, hey, you got a good job? Why mess
have
that
all
up?
of that. You have all of that. You have all of that. But
Yeah.
one thing you got to know is they don't know what your vision is.
Yes.
And all they know is what they know.
Yeah.
All they know is that 9 to 5 and that
Yeah.
security of that.
Yeah.
You know, even in relocating to Georgia, you know, a lot of people are like, yo, why you going down there? You might as well stay in New York. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, so what really stabilized me in that sense is that we have, you know, we from the Caribbean, right? Second generation up here.
Yeah.
Our family came to a new country, don't know the language, don't know how things operate, and it was able to build something. Why would I be afraid to move to another state? And I was living in New York.
Yeah.
You know, that's actually disrespectful to
Yeah.
your heritage, your lineage, that
Yeah.
have the ability and the strength to go to a new land and just say, yo, we're gonna make it work. I was raised in the United States, you know, I got here when I was like 7.
Okay.
So I should not be in fear of doing anything
Right.
when in comparison to my parents,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, or my grandparents. You know, why would I be afraid when I have every opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to do what I want to do
Yes, sir.
without being afraid?
Yeah.
They had the reason to be afraid because they left their land, come to a new land, and had to make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, they had help along the way, and they stabilized themselves and they built after.
Yes, sir.
So why would I be afraid to move next door?
Right. Yeah.
So there were people saying, "No, don't, why don't you just stay? You don't know what's going to happen." Like, you don't have the spirit of fear about that.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying to you? Because that would be actually disrespectful to who brought me here. To be fearful of that. Because they didn't show me that.
Yeah.
If that was the case, they would have stayed where they were.
Yeah.
Because they was afraid to move. But I didn't get that teaching. So
would you say that the transition in your childhood, coming from your homeland to the U.S., and what you might have had to go through during those years prepared you for where you are now?
Oh yeah, it didn't hurt.
And how?
It's challenging because when you came up to the United States, you was a foreigner.
Yeah.
So you were not really greeted with open arms. So we had a tight community, we had a tight family.
Yeah.
Family was tight and still tight. Okay, so that was a great support system. I always tell my young people when I'm going through things, it don't affect me that much because I know I got my people, I got my family, I got my brother, my sister, my parents, my uncles. I know that. So that gives me extra strength to withstand a lot of stuff. A lot of people don't have that.
Yeah.
And that's a difficult thing nowadays when you see people going through things, they really can't withstand that pressure.
Yeah.
And they crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they can't look to the left and look to the right and say, I know I'm going through it, but, I see them and they good. You know what I'm saying? And they still with me.
Yeah.
It's not like a monetary thing, like, I can always, no. We're talking about past that.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's one of the issues with the newer generation, because it's about self. It's like everything's about me. So they don't have no insight as far as for themselves, how they family holds them, spiritually, and emotionally. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
You got all your ancestors behind you. You feel like you could do some stuff.
Yeah.
But if you don't, and you look back and to you there's nobody there, then your decision making will be different.
Yeah.
So that definitely prepared me and held me down over the years through all the challenges. Trust me, we could be here till 2026.
Yep.
In me explaining to you the challenges from the time we got here, 1978 when I came to this country. Yeah. To now, the different challenges that you have to be here quite some time. But that was my saving grace that my family unit was so tight.
Yes, sir.
So that protected me in a lot of ways.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you ever kind of go back, mentally, like when you see families coming through here and it's obvious that they're new to the U.S., like does it bring up any memories or anything like that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I see it all the time when, especially the Hispanic community comes through here and they just say first, time to the U.S. or they just relocated here, don't know the language, don't know how to maneuver, and they got a tight-knit family too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and a great deal of our customers are, Hispanics. So I see a lot of them in us, in me. Navigating a new land and doing new things and just looking for genuine direction. Yeah. And that's what we provide over here. So we have a lot of customers that are Hispanic.
How would you encourage people who were born in this country to accomplish great things like you have? And I put it that way because of the fact that a lot of times I think it brings some types of dissension or dislocation between those who come here from other countries and those who are born here, when statements are made like Americans are lazy, so on and so forth. I came here from another country, and what I mean.
Well,
pull myself up on my bootstraps. So what would you say to encourage people who are born in this country to go ahead and to build their empire?
Well, I don't look at it like that because I understand the dynamics.
Yes.
Okay. Where I was born, the challenges are not the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So I understand the dynamics of us in the United States because I've been here since I was 7. So it's the same thing. I'm that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I also have a little bit extra of back home and understanding that we have a different outlook on how things are. All right, there's people that come from all over the world, and sometimes they would say things like that, and I don't agree with that because they're not putting in the dynamic, which is different.
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you an example. China is all Chinese. They don't understand the concept of division like that.
Yeah.
Okay, they might have their own personal things about this Chinese individual, that Chinese. You know what I'm saying to you? But on a whole, it's China. It's the same people.
Yeah.
Homogeneous society. Japan, the same thing. Spain, for the most part, the same thing. Russia, same thing. Homogeneous society where the majority of the people are the same people.
Yeah.
It's not like that in the United States, and that's a strength, and also can be looked upon as a difficulty to navigate.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we come from a different land that have different understanding as far as the people there, in the Caribbean, for the most part, on an island, my island is small. Everybody there, 90% of the businesses is black owned.
Yeah.
So I don't have the concept of being singled out as a black owned business and sharing that dynamic and putting that limitation on it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying to you? So when I come here, when different nations come here, they hit the ground running because they don't have the inherent shortcoming of you see what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
So they can maneuver and don't even pay attention. When they are experiencing the drawbacks of this country, they're able to deal with it differently.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're able to deal with it differently.
Right.
They have a different motivation from it. They come from a place that didn't have anything made. So whatever they get here, they're like, what? I'm not even paying attention to you. You see what I'm saying to you?
Yes, sir.
And that helps them.
Gotcha.
Okay, and a lot of times they come and meet up their own people here and have their own community. Like you got Chinatown, you got Korean town, you have Little Italy, you got what I'm saying. So they come to a place that is similar to their place. That's why they come together, and that gives them more strength. So when someone says something as, the statement that you made, I don't subscribe to that because it's a totally different dynamic.
Yeah.
Okay. You have to be able to have, have the ability to walk in people's shoes.
Yeah.
And that's the only way you get to understand it before you cast judgment. You see what I'm saying to you? You're not in a position to cast judgment and you just drop over here. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really being disingenuous and some level of disrespect. Because for the most part, the reason why you're able to come here like that is because of the people that's here. Yes, and what they have accomplished already.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
to do that it's very, disingenuous. And I don't see it like that. You just gotta understand the dynamics is different. Okay? How you were raised and how the upbringing that you had did not encompass the level of difficulty being raised in the United States.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you an example. I tell my young people, my children, I said, listen, I'm from New York, from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's navigating Brooklyn and New York. You have to worry about your safety. Anything can happen to literally. Anything happen, leave your house, you might not come home. That's not uncommon.
True. True. Very true.
But down in Georgia, the most difficult thing you have to navigate is the road.
Yeah. Atlanta traffic.
You see the difference?
Yeah.
So they have to understand that it's a different dynamic. You don't have to worry, but you might end up in the same position because you're on these roads here. Okay? As opposed to in New York. You don't have to worry about driving and accidents and dying on the highway and all that kind of stuff in New York. But you have to worry about being robbed, stabbed, shot, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Quit. Even if you ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yes, sir.
Here, if you would get in trouble, guess what? You have to go look for it.
I know where the trouble is.
You got to go where the trouble is. So that's a different dynamics when people got to really sit back and don't really cast judgment and examine the thing in its entirety.
Yes, sir.
Like, okay, why is things the way it is? Okay, and not just jump on a bandwagon, just make it casting out statements. I don't subscribe to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is good stuff, man. I hope y'all paying attention because I'm even taking notes myself on what's being shared. But I want to talk about products. Okay, are there any that you want to share that's hot right now, that's trending, being clippers or a new conditioner or blow dryer or anything that comes to mind?
Okay, you know what? Right now, the enhancements is the thing.
Yes.
You got tools, but they also have enhancements.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'll do, I'll get a couple enhancements and a couple tools.
Okay.
That works?
Yeah.
All right. So we here talking about products and tools. Okay. Right now, there's a lot of emphasis on enhancements, and fortunately, we have a couple here right now that's really, pushing the market, right? Really good products. First one here is my favorite Barber enhancements in color. This is a great product. I have no issues with it as far as water resistant. You can always run water after you finish as a barber. Run water on the product on your client, and it's supposed to hold up. Okay, as opposed to previous enhancements that may not last long. These last long. Okay, you could go and do research, pull it up on Instagram, look at the videos, go to their website, and actually do some research on it. Don't listen to me. I'm just introducing it to you. Don't listen to me. Go and do your research yourself. I think you're not going to be disappointed. Okay? All right. This is my favorite Barber. All right. Product line enhancements. Okay? In addition to that, we have this newcomer here. It's called Flow. This is produced by the Barber engineer, actually out of Atlanta. Great product. He has several other products also. Same thing. It lasts long. He has to also have a permanent. This is semi. He has a permanent one, and that's that's heavy. Okay, so again, this is by the Barber engineer. Go do your research on this. The product is called Flow. Do your research. Don't listen to me. Don't say my supply guy said this and that and you didn't go do your own research. I'm introducing it to you. Okay, contact the manufacturers. Ask the questions that you need. But this is new product on the market. You're really making some waves. And this also, okay? All right. On to the next. All right, what we have now, we got two products here, two tools. The Cocoa, all right? Now you all know Cocoa. It's heavy in the streets right now, okay? Heavy in the streets. They come with the vibrant colors. This is a green. They have orange, they got gold, they got white, they have black, they got blue, which is teal. Vibrant colors. Looks really great. What's so good about these tools is the gapping on the blade. This blade is ready out the box. Okay? Digital gap, okay? You cannot set this better than it was set already.
That's amazing.
Okay? Out the box is going to be hidden. good company, good warranty, and always, like I always suggest to my clients and customers, listen, keep your receipt, keep your packaging, okay, for the warranty duration. Anything goes wrong, you're able to send it back and they will replace or repair free of charge. All right, a good back office system. Always be able to utilize your warranty. That's what you're paying for. These tools are not cheap, okay? They cost. So as opposed to back in the days, you get a tool and you get it and it's no good and you just throw it in the back of your station or under the station and mess up your warranty. No, keep everything intact. Anything go wrong, ship it back out. They'll replace it for you, okay? This here is the brand, the name is Coco. Really, really solid tool. You know what? Let me open one so you could take a look and see it live, okay? See what it looks like.
Yeah.
Look at that.
There it is. There it is.
Nice and sleek. How does that feel?
Feels good. And you know, feels good in your hand too. That feels natural. Definitely. Yeah.
Real comfortable, right?
It's not heavy.
It's not heavy, right? And the blade, graphite blade, really effective, okay? So this is the Coco. Do your research, go online. We hope that you purchase this from My Supply Guide. We have it currently in stock.
Yeah, do that.
On the website or in the building.
Do that.
Okay? Don't forget, mysupplyguide.shop is the website. We are on Instagram, mysupplyguide.atl. All right? Don't forget that. We are here to serve you all. Let's check out the next one, which is Stylecraft Metal Body Instinct. Okay? Awesome tool. This motor here is like a lawnmower.
Good stuff. Nice design.
Solid body on it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this feels real good. Is this a digital display?
Yes. This is just for style.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at that.
Strong.
Yeah.
Strong. This is
Ready to
definitely
jump out your hand.
Absolutely. This is a little heavier, but it still feels good. Feels really good. Yeah, definitely.
They're coming out with really good tools now. I always suggest that the industry do their research because we don't want you to have anything that is not effective for you. So right now, these two trimmers are definitely hot on the market. They do what they say they're gonna do. So again, we have my favorite Barber and Flow as the enhancement to try out. Okay, so get it going. You won't be disappointed. They have a lot of good products, and we would encourage. I know there's a lot of barbers and stylists out there that have ideas for products. I would encourage you to put them out, to do your due diligence, make a great product, because the more products that are designed by barbers for barbers and stylists for stylists, the better products you will have, because you know what you need.
Absolutely.
You know, as opposed to an outside company manufacturing something and just putting it out there for you, and it's not exactly what you want.
Definitely.
You know, but you know exactly what you want. So come up with different ideas, put things on the shelf designed by you, also for the industry. All right, that's what we recommend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there we have it, everybody. Rey Scott with My Supply Guide here at 3580 Breckenridge Boulevard, Duluth, Georgia, 30092, I believe.
3096.
30096.
Yes.
30096. And Rey, how can they contact you?
Oh, absolutely. As I said before, we have the website, mysupplyguide.shop. We got Instagram, mysupplyguide.atl. And definitely you can call the store. The number is 770-889-8255. 685-1840. That's 770-685-1840, and we're looking to service you and do all the things that we need. We also repair tools and these walls. Yeah. We do not repair babyless or Cocos. Those are warranty based. Mm-hmm. Okay, they do not have a parts infrastructure, so to speak. So best to use your warranty in those. All right, but we do have certain things that we could do for those tools, as setting the blade, zero gap, and things of that nature, and getting the parts as far as cords and stuff. But we do have a repair department, and we do a great job on those tools. All right.
And then you don't have just clippers and conditioner. Like you sell barber chairs too, right?
We do have a furniture section. We sell the chairs that we're sitting on right now.
Yes, sir.
And stations and so forth. I'm glad that he reminded me.
Most definitely. Ray, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Opportunity.
And prayerfully we'll be able to sit down and talk again, hopefully even on a regular basis, because like you said, there's so much to share.
Yeah, definitely.
So I would definitely like to, every now and then we come back to it and talk about some more stuff.
Doors open.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yes, once again, Clippers of Commas podcast. We got a lot more information coming for you. Stay tuned. We're going to keep on rising higher and higher. All right. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir.